Hi, I love traveling around my home country of Brazil. And since settling in London, I miss being there. But I found this little cafe near where I live, where lots of Brazilians go at the weekend. So I spend lots of time there. Today I'm going to be talking to people about traveling and their favorite places. Do you have any holidays or trips planned?
I've just been on holidays. I just came back last week from Singapore, and that was just amazing. It was a really good time over there.
Yeah, in about 6 weeks, I should be going to Barbados for a fortnight, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes, I do. I'm going to Canada this summer. I go to Canada every summer because that's where my family is.
I haven't got any dates planned yet, but shall probably be off for our usual 3 weeks in Spain. I think probably August.
I'm going to Centre Parks next week with some friends from uni, and then I'm going to Scotland for my cousin's wedding, and I'm going to visit a friend who lives in Spain for a week as well.
In about a month's time, I'm going to Kuala Lumpur to visit some uni friends out there who are working, so I'm looking forward to that.
For the time being, not yet. Maybe Scotland in a few months' time.
I haven't got something planned concrete, but I next year intend to travel to China via the Trans-Siberian Railway. I want to start off in St. Petersburg and then I end up in Beijing. I've got some friends who live in Beijing.
I'm here from Australia, so we're on a working holiday at the moment. So, yes, so New York in August, and we're hoping to get to Scotland if the money allows it.
Do you have a favorite place?
I really like to go to places where I've been as a child. So we always went to the North Sea, the part of Germany, Büsum. It's a tiny village, but I spent half my youth there, and it was just amazing summer holidays. So I like to go back there just for the memories.
Well, I was born in Trinidad, and Trinidad and Tobago is tranquility for me, you know.
I don't particularly go to the same place a lot because I quite like to explore, so I prefer to go to all different places.
My favourite place to go on holiday is probably still Corfu, a little place called Ios Stefanos, which we used to go to until my daughter became 8 and started to get bored with the village life, so we had to get somewhere more lively. Now we tend to go to Spain.
I do enjoy going to South Wales at least once a year. I grew up there, and I enjoy going back there now, you know, just to see old friends and the old places I used to go.
There are a few favorite places in London that I just visit occasionally, a few parks that I like, such as Hampstead Heath here.
Maybe my nana's house in Melbourne. We live in Ballarat, so it's an hour and a half drive, and ever since we were little girls, we've always gone down there and stayed with our grandparents, and there's always happy memories there.
I do have a favourite place in the world, actually. I used to live in Sydney, Australia, and there was a hidden beach down on the south coast that I used to go, and not many people went there. It was very quiet, and I loved going there just for a bit of peace and quiet.
Do you have a regular haunt that you like to visit?
At the moment, I'm living in Hackney, so in East London, and there's a really brilliant market. It's called the Broadway Market. It's every Saturday, and it's just amazing. So there's lots of art people, lots of music people. It's really good food. It's a really, really nice place to be on a Saturday and just to relax.
Well, there's a coffee shop called Caffeine that's over in Fitzrovia, closer to Oxford Circus. It's got a really nice atmosphere. It's got great coffee and great food, but it's independently owned, and everyone who works there is really nice. And it always just feels like a really comfortable place to sit around, chat with friends, or even go there and do some work.
There is a nice little Brazilian cafe that I like, basically because they make good coffee, which is important. And it's also 2 minutes from where I live.
I suppose my most regular haunt is probably Lord's Cricket Ground, where I spend, according to my wife, far too much time. But I go there when I can.
One of my favourite places to visit in London would be Primrose Hill. I think that's one of the most beautiful spots. London doesn't normally have many places where you can go to get a good view of the city. But I think from there, because it's a hill, it's a little bit away from the city, It's a lovely spot, sitting on the top there. There are a few benches on the top of that hill. And just to go there in the evenings and relax, maybe read a book and take in the view, I would say it's my favourite spot in London.
There's actually a place called Fleet River Bakery. It's quite near my university, and it's one of those places in London you can go and feel like you're not in London because it's quite hidden away and it's not very touristy. So I quite like it because it's kind of oldie-woldy and it's got a log fire and you can just get away from it all and meet your friends, and it's nice.